Hello and welcome back to Realm of Thrones, and we're here at Clegane's Keep. This is actually one of the last fiefs that House Baratheon has under their control, and indeed, we're going to be going over to another castle after this. Now, I'm actually going to leave here because we have Mr. Vicon Pike, who is leading this army, and I've already eliminated basically the entire garrison due to starvation, and I've also taken down the walls. So I basically did all of their work for them, but that is absolutely fine because personally, we want to go over to... Oh, I see. They took some things, as you can clearly see here. Okay, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Okay, so they only had 2 castles remaining, but now they have 3, as you can clearly tell. Yep, they've done some annoying expansion, but we are going to try and see if we can do something about that. I know that Brienne was over here, but I think she was eliminated. I think she actually was defeated somehow. I don't know how that even happens, because I feel like she's a very capable commander. As you can see, there we go. Clegane's Keep has now been taken. Fantastic. That is very nice. And now all we need to do is make sure that we can... Okay, yeah. So this is... Wow. What is going on here? What is going on here with this train of vassals? Do these guys actually want to fight me?
Halt there.
They do want to fight me. This is actually very strange. This has to be one of the strangest situations that I've been in recent times, because these guys all have literally like between 40 and 80 people in their armies, or should we say in their parties, because technically they're not even an army. I don't even know if they have enough influence to form an army at this point. This is very strange. Okay, well, whatever the case, I will be going for resourceful, even though personally I do think that Splinters is kind of fun if you're using throwing axes, because I mean triple damage against shields with throwing axes, that's pretty fun, right? That's pretty fun. But I don't ever use throwing axes. Maybe I need to make a build that actually uses throwing axes sometime, just because it might be quite funny to see how much damage it actually does against shields. But yeah, we're going to be playing with resourceful here because +2 ammunition is just way too good, in my opinion. And otherwise, let's do it. Okay, this is a very even battle as well. I'm very surprised, actually, that they went for us, I guess, in this situation. Oh, this is very, very good for us. Yeah, okay. So, giants, yep. There we go, and we'll put the cavalry over here, and, well, if the infantry can just go over here, I guess. I mean, we're not really hard-pressed to really make any moves whatsoever here. All that I really need to do is wait. And this is exactly what I'm talking about right here. Look at my giants. They are firing at all of the enemies, and because they have increased penetration, they really do. They have a massive amount of penetration with their bows. They will be able to do insane damage. Now, obviously, there is going to be a small amount of a problem with the amount of people coming over here, but we should be absolutely fine. For some reason, getting loads of like frame problems here for some reason. I don't know why that happens, but oh well, never mind. I guess we shouldn't have to worry too much about this. I mean, I think it's probably because of the giants' bows, to be honest. Their ammunition is probably lagging me out or something like that. I don't actually know, but yeah. Otherwise, the one thing that I've noticed that is a little bit of a shame is that our wife doesn't have any medicine skill. So her troops that are charging in here, they will more than likely be killed. Yes, like actually killed rather than, you know, being knocked unconscious or something like that. And for me personally, I think that is a bit disappointing, a bit sad. But, I mean, I can't really do much about that. You know, we have to give her troops of some kind. And, well, I think that probably makes them... Oh, that was a close one. I knew it. I knew it. As soon as I saw that guy, I was like, oh, I shouldn't swing against this fellow. But I did it anyway. Yeah, I did it anyway. Sometimes you just have to, you know, take the big, long stick in your face and, yeah. That's it. But as you can see, this is exactly what I was talking about. Look at the amount of casualties she has in comparison to the amount of casualties that we have. We basically have none. We actually have none, and she has 29, which is significant, considering she has extremely good units, but unfortunately she just does not have any medicine skill whatsoever, so it is making things a little bit more painful for us than it would otherwise have to be. Now, what's really great, though, is that we were able to eliminate so many vassals. This allows us to take all of them prisoner, obviously. Every single one of them prisoner, thank you very much. And yeah, we actually have a significant amount of people that we can even try to convert here. Unfortunately, as you see, I am now maxed out. Ooh, we do actually have some very nice horse armor though, which I am definitely going to be using. Look at this stuff. 75 armor, absolutely crazy good. And we'll take the rest of the loot as well. I mean, that's the point. Roguery skill, such an underrated perk tree. I actually don't know whether it's even underrated anymore. I don't really know whether, you know, people use that a great deal or not. All I know is that when I discovered many years ago that it was so good, I thought, wow, this is crazy. You know, it's just such a, I don't know. I didn't really see that much about it in general. A lot of people at the time don't really do anything with roguery skill, but it is so much better than everyone thought at the time. And it's actually kind of crazy to assume that it was, you know, it was looked at as kind of like a sort of like joke perk tree, because generally, yes, the perks are kind of bad. You know, I'll be the first one to say that the perks are not exactly fantastic, and they don't really help you in any meaningful fashion in a wide array of certain things. You know, they're not actually that good in pretty much any way, which is certainly a bit sad because you'd like it to be, you know, you'd like it to be actually good, but unfortunately, no, it just isn't. So yeah, they generally tend to have that that same issue that you would normally expect to have from other sources. Like, for example, these guys, you know, the perks basically just don't really, they don't really affect the greater degree of your gameplay. You know, they're very niche. That's what I'm meaning to say here. They're a very specialized form of perks, or should we say set of perks, and you know, that obviously reduces their use case. Their general use case is extremely low. They really don't have that much that you can do with them, unfortunately. Okay, so the problem here now is I have people that are wounded. Yeah, that's kind of bad. I don't really want to go into a battle yet while my guys are wounded. I don't even know. Who do I have that's wounded here? A couple of giants and things like that. Okay, that's absolutely fine. Let's just recruit a couple of these guys. And I did want to go in for that auto-resolve as well, by the way, because, I mean, I don't really want to wait for 17 days or however long it was for the, you know, for the food to run out. It wasn't really necessary for us to do that. And there are so many vassals. I can only imagine what is going to happen when these guys eventually end up getting eliminated. Oh, you can see here that Vicon is actually going in there. Is he actually going to besiege? If he besieges, this is going to be insane. Oh, he's actually going in against the... How many vassals? He's going to win this, 100%. He will win this. What do you bet? Let's see. Look at this enormous line of vassals here. This is actually insane. Wow, I never would have expected that. Okay, let's get some throwing skill with this guy. A little bit of scouting. Yeah, and there you go. Look at that. Instantaneous victory for Mr. Vicon. Very nicely done there. And now all of the vassals have been captured, which is wonderful. That is great. Unfortunately, many of them are now going to escape. Maybe I should have actually joined the battle, but I didn't really want to. I actually want to eliminate them once and for all by doing this, you know, by Actually capturing the last remaining fief. Is it the last remaining fief, though? Let's take a look. It is. Look at that. There we go. One castle remains. And wait a minute. We took so many prisoners. Yeah. We have 238. Wow. Okay, I'm shocked. That is insane. 238 prisoners. And the funny thing about the 238 prisoners is that there are even more of them. Look at them. Look at them. There are so many vassals around here. And there's more where that came from. Oh, wow. That is hilarious. Oh, my. Oh, wow. Look at what we have here. An absolute line, a train of enemies. And you know what we're going to do? We're going to do this really funny thing. Oh, yeah. We are literally just going to auto-resolve here immediately. And we are going to jump out.
Enough.
And we are going to do the thing. Oh, yes. We're going to do the thing. We're going to make it so that we go over there and we actually help out those people that are having some problems. I don't know who it is, but it's an ally of some kind. And we're going to help them out against that massive line of vassals. Obviously, I'm not entirely sure what's actually even going to happen right now because this is House Baratheon being eliminated. This is the reason why the game is now slowing down dramatically because they have to calculate all of the clans leaving. And let's actually see what happens here. Okay. I'm going to go over. Okay, they're all running away. Okay, I see. That is hilarious. What are they going to do? What are they going to do right now? They're just messing around randomly. Okay, this is so funny. Okay, so we are literally just going to go in here, auto-resolve against all of these, and we are just going to take every single one of them prisoner. Every single one. Every single one. I am never, ever going to be letting these guys go. Unless they join us, of course. If they join us, then that's absolutely fine, and they are very welcome to do so. But, yes, generally, we're just going to be keeping them, and we'll see. We'll see what actually happens here. I mean, generally, I feel like taking the prisoner, that is the most secure way that we can make sure that they don't join someone else, apart from us. But obviously, here's the thing. Who are they going to join? Dawn? Dawn? I mean, really? Dawn? Nah, I don't think so, right? Nah, no, not in a million years. Okay, so let's actually have a look and actually see what is happening here. Because I highly doubt... Because Tywin, he hates us, right? Yeah, he doesn't like us that much. So he's probably not going to be allowing us to persuade him. What about these guys? They... have zero relation with me. Okay. Do we even have Roland, though? That's the question. I don't think we do. What about this guy? Yeah, he's the leader. And do we have... we have one relation with this fellow. Alright, let's try it. Let's try and get him. Maybe? Okay, my realm could use you. There we go, 250,000. There we are, fantastic. Okay, so we just want to try to get as many clans as possible. That's basically our... entire deal now, you know, just getting so many clans, as much as we can possibly handle. Let's have a look here. He's the leader. Okay, fantastic. I'm literally randomly clicking on people right now and finding these guys. Okay, there's another 300,000. There we are. Nice, nice, nice. And that is yet another clan. Now, I have enough for one more. The question is, do we want to recruit another person? We probably do, right? What about this guy? No. Shahaz? Oh, okay. I don't really know about that. Why is Palina Lorosi... oh, wait a minute. She is actually a... ah, she married someone from the Strickland clan by the looks of things. Okay, so Harry, do we even have him? I mean, the question is, are we... oh, we have good relation with them. Well, it seems like we don't actually have him, so I'm thinking, hey, you know what? Let's actually go and speak to Mage right here, because let's see if we can actually get her. Yeah, no, look at that, 200,000. We can get the Mormons to join. I think that's quite funny considering who we are, or who we're attempting to be at the very least. I think that's rather amusing. Okay, so there we go. That is a fantastic result for us right now. So, in other words, House Baratheon has now been eliminated. Let's have a vote here on who's going to get Ashmark. I guess we can just give it to one of these guys. Doesn't really matter to me. And yeah, we can take a look. We can take a look and actually see what is happening now. So, let's see. So, we have... Oh, wait a minute. What's going on here? The Riverlands declared war against us? Oh, that's interesting. They, okay, they don't usually do that. They haven't declared war against us this entire time. The entire game, we have not had anyone from the Riverlands attack us, as far as I can remember, at least. So this is very intriguing. That means that they must believe they have the potential to achieve victory, even though that is very strange, because I actually was going to leave them. I was going to leave them alone. It only makes sense for us to leave them alone, because, I mean, why would we want to attack someone that has never attacked us? You know, I thought we would just live in peace. But of course they don't, apparently they don't believe that. They, maybe they thought we were going to conquer them at the end, you know, but I wasn't actually going to do that. I was going to leave them, but yeah, there you go. Alright, Balon Greyjoy, hello there, sir. I would actually like to speak to you.
Yours is not a face.
Hello there. Yes, I would like you to, what do you think of... You're happy with your current... Are you really happy with your current liege? You absolute imbecile. Oh, well, never mind. Okay, apparently he is happy with his current liege. Let me see where Skargos is. Is it there? No, I actually don't know where these guys are. I think they're over... Are they... they're out in the middle of nowhere somewhere, as far as I remember. I think they're... Aren't they here? Yeah, they're there. There is where they are. Are you serious? All the way over there? Okay, that's very funny. I'm never... I mean, I'm probably going to be over there sometime soon, but... In this case, I'm probably not going to go there right now. Alright, so we're now here at Highgarden, and we're going to go in for the siege. I know, we've basically just been auto-resolving a bunch of sieges here and there, but that's just because these ones are, yeah, not really that interesting for me, personally. I really do enjoy more enemies. I know that sounds sort of like counterintuitive, considering I am starving out the garrison and all that stuff, but generally... I like the larger ones. I like towns and stuff like that. Fighting in towns is always much more fun for me than fighting in castles, but obviously it very much depends. Sometimes you're going to have a castle that is an insanely cool layout, and then the layout itself is the reason why you would want to go ahead and do it. Whoa. Okay. I just took a massive hit thanks to our trebuchets, I think. I think I... got hit by a trebuchet, or I got hit by something. I got hit by something. I'm not entirely sure what. Maybe it was a rock from up above or something like that. I've literally not killed anything. I gotta say, that is a little bit disappointing. No, don't get shot in the face. There we go. Thank you. Okay, yeah. These guys are gonna be annoying. That's okay, though. We can hopefully skill them. Yeah. No, apparently my skills are not enough. No. Yeah, there we go. Okay, well, I mean, literally the amount of giants that we are seeing here is just ludicrous, because as soon as you see giants coming in, I think the enemy kind of knows, hey, I should probably have run away from this or something. Yeah, of course, garrisons don't really have the opportunity to do that, or should we say militia doesn't really have the opportunity to do that. And that's basically going to be it for the siege. Unfortunately, I didn't really have any opportunity to use my throwing weapons. I am a big fan of throwing weapons, as you know. Funnily enough, I used to absolutely hate them. You know, back in Warband, I really did not have a very good time using throwing weapons. Any single time I try, it would just go the worst possible way it could, you know, basically. One of those cases where you just go, yes, this fellow should not ever use thrown weapons, because they just... I don't even know why. I don't even know why it didn't really do much for me. It's more than likely that I just couldn't get a handle on how they aimed. in comparison to Bannerlord's thrown weapons, they're very different. They handle very, very differently, in my opinion, at least. Okay, so we're just going to take all of these people prisoner. Thank you very much. Now, these fellows, they're obviously... this is part of a town, right? So I am obviously going to be taking every single one of these guys, and we're just going to be selling most of them, of course. And hopefully they have a load of money in the marketplace. I'm very much looking forward to that, at least. And as far as I'm aware, the Reach has 3 towns. I think that's pretty much it. I could be wrong about that, so don't quote me on it, but let's actually just take a quick look. Let's go into the ransom broker first and actually sell all of this stuff. There we go. Let's see, how much are we going to get? What do you think? 56,000? No, no way. Yeah, 28,000. Yeah, I guess that's pretty decent. I mean, we're only... I mean, the funny thing is, Roguery skill, it's fantastic, but it takes a huge amount of time to level up for some reason. Yeah, 29,000 here. Very strange, actually, that there's only 29,000, but there you go. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to actually make our way over to Old Town. And I think... Wait a minute. That's Dawn. Ah, I see. So the Reach actually... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm not entirely sure. I think I might be getting mixed up because the Dornish and the Reach, they've both kind of swapped fiefs a little bit. And so I'm now thinking to myself that I'm looking at someone else. I think Dawn only has a handful of places. Yeah, I should probably focus on them, all things considered. That's probably what I should be doing right now, instead of focusing on the Reach. I'm not entirely sure why I'm going after the Reach, but it's because, as I say, I got a little bit mixed up because they are in the same area. They've swapped a couple of fiefs. Yeah, it's pretty annoying. Okay, let's actually just take a quick look at Old Town real fast. I just want to see... Okay, they've got a pretty significant garrison. The question is, do we want to go there, or do we want to go and attempt to eliminate Dawn? The question is, how many do they have? As you can see, they only have 2 towns. The Reach... oh, wow. The Reach, in comparison, have 15 castles. Are you serious? And obviously, the Riverlands is now at war against us as well. 4 towns, 3 castles. And Night's Watch, of course, as we know, and Skargos, as we know, they only have 1 each. So I think we're actually going to go after Dawn. Is this Dawn as well? Yeah, okay, so let's go after Starfall first, and then we'll go after Ashford, and we'll see if we can do something about that. I'm hopeful that they have placed an extremely small garrison in here. If so, we're going to have a nice time, and then I can maybe auto-resolve it, and then we can go over to the other one. Alright, so as you can see, Starfall is literally starved out, and indeed we are going to auto-resolve against these guys. There are a handful of vassals in here that are indeed part of a number of other factions for some reason. They seem to be imprisoned there or something like that. And so we are just going to be leaving them alone for the moment, and we're going to be taking all of the prisoners, and, well... You know what we're going to do next. Oh yes, we're going to move on to the other town. I believe it is Ashford. And we are going to attempt to take that as well. I'm assuming that the garrison here was significant, but I starved them out very, very easily. And as a result, we were able to diminish their overall power in their defensive effort to pretty much, I mean, it might as well have been 0 at this point. But yes... We are not doing too badly in that regard, and hopefully we can actually sell these guys relatively nicely too. Maybe some good cash to be had. Wow, a lot of people. A lot of people from here. That's actually pretty cool. Look at that, 39,000. All right, not bad, not bad. And indeed, we can now move on. Okay, so Starfall, as you could see. And now, oh, Highgarden just got taken back by the Reach. Okay, I see. Well, that is, I suppose, to be expected. That's one of those things that is to be expected, unfortunately. And we are indeed going to have a similar thing happen, I assume, across the board here. Whenever we take something, I can almost 100% be assured that the Reach will take it back. But that isn't really... that's not really the point, you know? That's not really the point. I'm not really caring too much. Oh, we took Maidenpool. Look at that. Okay, my vassals are actually taking something. Very nice to see that. Usually they are actually kind of... kind of proactive, you know. They're pretty decent when it comes to that. And sometimes they are insane. Other times they're very, very sleepy. But sometimes they are crazy good. And this might actually be one of those times. It would be amazing if they could take another thing. If they could take another town or another castle or something like that without me actually having to be there, I would be extremely, extremely pleased. Because that would enable us to weaken yet another faction, most notably the Riverlands, and then we would basically be left with just the Reach alone. Because no one else is deciding to declare war on us, obviously. You know, the Riverlands, for some reason, was attacking. I don't know why. Stannis is on his way to Starfall, which is a good idea, because as you can see, it is now under siege by the Reach. And, oh dear. Oh my, look at this. Look at this insane train of vassals. Okay, how do I actually deal with this? This is actually kind of amazing. Okay, well, the only thing I can really do is probably attack, but the thing is, how many do they have? How many do they have with them? Oh, no one. They've got literally no one here. Wow, that is hilarious. They went in thinking that this was going to be super, you know, good for them, but they actually miscalculated significantly. And we are actually getting some people rescued here, which is very nice. And we do have a couple of people we might be able to actually add to our army here, surprisingly enough. Let's get a couple of these guys. Mormont Bow Maidens, yes, we're getting a couple of those too. Very nice indeed. Hopefully our wife can take these troops for her army. Hopefully that's going to be somewhat useful for her. I hope they do actually do that. I think that they should. But it hasn't really been confirmed from my experience. So I'm hopeful that it will actually be useful. Oh, and look at what we have here. We're literally getting another handful of vassals running into us. I'm not entirely sure what they're even doing right now, but they seem to be running into us just randomly. And I'm not entirely sure why they're doing that. As you can see, they think that they should go in. That's the funny thing. I think that they think that they should attack us because there are vassals nearby, or at the very least they think they have more people nearby than they actually do. Ah, here we go.
Halt there.
Oh dear. Well, this is a big trouble, wasn't it? Oh wow, yes. Oh, this is hilarious. Okay, so as you can see, we now have 1,300 enemies. And these guys, literally, look at what they have. They have basically nothing. Like really. They have pretty much nothing that we need to super badly worry about. I am a little bit worried in general, just because of the amazing amount of troops that they have, but I think we should be relatively fine as long as we get a decent battlefield. And oh, this is nice. All right, the reason why I say this is nice is because of this rock. I know it sounds funny, but no, actually this is true. What we're going to do is we're going to put this over here, put them over there, and there we go. And that's it. That's all we're going to do. And then we are going to tell our archers to hold fire. That's all we need to do here. And then we just need to wait. We just need to wait for our opponent to make their fatal mistake. Their first and fatal mistake. Okay, so now we can tell our guys to start firing. Tell these guys to charge in. Tell these guys to charge in. And then we should be good. Oh yeah, massive damage. Massive damage. So much damage that they're actually destroying shields right now. Very nice. Well, I'm pretty sure that means that we have won this. The first wave usually is quite indicative of whether we're actually going to achieve victory or not. And the funny thing is, I think that, you know, this is going to sound pretty, maybe a little bit crazy, but I think that the reason why we won this, apart from the fact that we obviously have significant amounts of giants, I mean, you know, giants basically, you know, they're very strong. Apart from that, I think we can say with quite a lot of certainty that this rock in the center here, that actually made a huge difference. And the reason why this made a huge difference is because it forces the opponent into a position that they might not necessarily have wanted to take. And that's the reason why I wanted to hide ourselves behind the rock, because if we hide ourselves behind Dwayne, then we shouldn't have too many issues, you know, because as I said, you know, the enemy has to come on the left or the right. They cannot go from anywhere that they potentially want to. They can't go straight up, you know, they have to be very much careful about their direction, because they're going to then get funneled into all of our archers firing away in that one direction, because if they're obviously going from, you know, one side or the other, then all the arrows are just going to be flying towards their positions, and it's going to be an absolute bloodbath, which actually it did turn out to be pretty good. It worked out quite nicely, and that's the reason why generally whenever there is a rock on a battlefield, you always want to take advantage of it, just purely because of that fact. At least that's what I think. It really, in my opinion at least, it makes a big difference. It looks as though these guys are actually running away. I wouldn't blame them, to be honest. No, maybe they're not. Okay. Well, we do have some horse archers here coming along as well. And we're just gonna... Oh, hello. That was a nice shot. I don't actually know who shot me right there, but whoever it was, nice one. That was actually very well done there. I certainly wasn't expecting to die in this. But no, there it is. They have won. I mean, no, they have won? No. They have not won, but they have definitely run. Yeah, they've definitely run away. Okay, so that is amazing, because we obviously just completely demoralized them so dramatically that they decided to get out of there. And that is game over for them. Very nice indeed. Okay, so I will be taking every single one of these prisoner. And there are so many of them, as you can clearly see. And once we have... Wow. Okay. Whoa. How many of them are there? Are you serious? That is crazy. Okay. Whew. That was amazing. Okay, so I actually found out that apparently when you take, or shall we say when you leave troops behind, your forces, as in the people in your army, they don't actually take them for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. It's very frustrating to me, but yes. They apparently don't. So we are going to just be taking a couple of people, and I will be transferring them over into our spouse's army in just a second. It's kind of a bit annoying that I actually have to do that kind of thing. I feel like that really needs to be, you know, changed in some way or another. Make it so that, you know, allied armies do get, you know, troops from rescued prisoners and stuff like that. I feel like that would be extremely nice quality of life improvement, to be honest. And let's see, what else do we want to give her? I guess just these. I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. I don't really want to give her too many, because she's literally going to get them killed. They are going to die just because she doesn't have any medicine skill. That's not her fault. It's just, you know, reality of the situation, unfortunately. Generally, I could have gotten potentially a wife with some medicine skill if I wanted to, but I didn't really want to go so min-maxy when it came to the spouse, even though maybe it would have been a good idea. I don't know, maybe it would have been a good idea to at least get someone that has relatively decent medicine skill, I suppose, or maybe something like that. Anyway, we have way too many prisoners, so I do actually have to get rid of some people, which I don't really want to do. Yes, okay, we'll have to get rid of these guys. Oh, I don't really want to get rid of any of these, to be honest. They are just too good. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, the funny thing about this is that I don't actually think I can even persuade any of these guys to join us, to be honest. I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, I guess we can get rid of those just a little bit, and there we have it. Okay. Okay, so Ashford is here, and we have now captured, I don't even know how many vassals that was, but we have captured super hardcore amounts of them. And let's actually just take a quick look. We have 80, never mind, 83 prisoners. That's actually pretty crazy. And we also have war strategy of balanced against the Riverlands. I'm actually going to go offensive versus them. And the reach, well, it doesn't really matter to me. I guess I'll just go defensive on them. And that is it. That is going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.